In this video, we learn about integration by parts. And for that, we're going to be working through two examples, the first of which we can see on the screen here. And as we're about to see, integration by parts is one of the techniques that we learn in order to integrate a product of two functions. The other technique being the method of substitution. Now, looking at the first example we see here, we need to integrate the product of 2x times cosine of x. And based on what we've already seen on the method of substitution, hopefully you'll agree that looking at what we have here, it's quite clear that we won't be able to use that method. Indeed, neither of these two functions is a composite function, and so there's no obvious substitution to make. And so when we look at this, there's no reverse chain rule that stands out. So the whole idea behind integration by parts is shown in this formula. The integral of u times v dash is equal to u times v minus the integral of u dash times v. And in fact, I'll go ahead and box that formula. Do make a note of this. Looking at this formula, the integral that we have on the left-hand side is the integral we start off with. So in this case, that's the integral we have here. And the trick behind this technique and this formula is to make the correct choice when it comes to choosing which of these two functions we call u and which of the two we call v dash. The idea being, provided we make the correct choice, the integral that we end up with on the right-hand side will be considerably more simple to integrate. Now, for this first example, I'll go ahead and work through it to illustrate how this formula works. Once that's done, I'll then show you a useful trick which will help you choose which of the two functions you call u and therefore which one you call v dash. And once we've seen and understood the trick, we'll go ahead and work through the second example. So here we go. Looking at the two functions here, I'll go ahead and call the 2x we have here u and the cosine of x we have here v dash. So that at this stage, the integral we have here matches the left-hand side of this formula. Now looking at the right-hand side, hopefully it's clear I need to figure out what v is, and I also need to figure out what u dash is. And that shouldn't be too tricky, so if u is equal to 2x, then of course u dash will just be equal to 2. And if v dash is equal to cosine of x, then ignoring any constant of integration, v will be equal to sine of x. In fact, do keep that in mind, as we go from v dash to v, we ignore the constant of integration. That being said, I carry on. Now that we've found u dash as well as v, we can go ahead and apply this formula and state that this is equal to, so u times v, so that will be 2x times sine of x, and I'll quickly write that, so that's 2x times sine of x, minus the integral of u dash times v. So let me quickly write that, that's minus the integral of u dash, which is just 2, times v, which is sine of x. There we go. So again, to be clear, we started off with the integral of u v dash, and that's equal to u times v minus the integral of u dash times v. And I'm sure you can appreciate that we'll have no trouble whatsoever taking care of the integral we're now faced with on the right-hand side. Indeed, at this stage, we can just go ahead and state that this is equal to 2x times sine of x minus 2 times the integral of sine of x, which is negative cosine of x. And now we have a constant of integration, c. Finally, since we're subtracting 2 times negative cosine of x, this turns into plus 2 cosine of x, and so I can state the final answer as 2x times sine of x plus 2 cosine of x plus c. And that's the answer. Looking at this, hopefully you can appreciate that thanks to our correct choice for u and v dash, we turned this integral into something far simpler to deal with. Indeed, we had no trouble whatsoever finding this answer. And the way to make sure that happened, or if you wish, the trick, lied in the decision of choosing 2x as u. Indeed, by choosing u equals to 2x, the integral on the right-hand side turned out to be something much simpler than the integral that we started off with. Had I chosen u equals to cosine of x, and in fact do try to convince yourself, then the integral we would have ended up with on the right-hand side would have been worse than the one we started off with. So the key behind this whole technique of integration by parts lies in choosing u and v dash properly. And so before moving on and working through example 2, let me show you a nice acronym to keep in mind, which will serve as a good rule of thumb to follow to figure out which of the two functions in the product we call u. So here's the trick. Given an integral like this one, to choose which of the two functions to call u, remember the acronym LIATE. That's L-I-A-T-E. LIATE. And of course you don't need to pronounce it as LIATE. I simply pronounce it that way as it reminds me of latte, as in a type of coffee that I like to drink. Okay, the L in LIATE stands for logarithmic, which tells us that, as a rule of thumb, if the product we're trying to integrate contains a logarithmic function, then we should call that function u. The I stands for inverse trigonometric function. So if the product we're trying to integrate contains an arctan, arcsine, or arccos, then, provided the other function isn't a logarithmic function, we should call the inverse trig function u. In fact, if the product we're trying to integrate contains two of the types of functions listed in this acronym, so listed in the LIATE, then the one we call u is whichever one appears highest in this list. L being the highest, I being the second highest, and so on and so forth. That being said, I carry on. The A in this list stands for algebraic, so that's algebraic function. And quite typically that means a power of x. So the 2x we had here in example 1, well, think of that as 2 times x to the power of 1. So that would be an algebraic function. Another example could have been if we had x cubed here. That would also be an algebraic function. So in the product we're trying to integrate, if one of the two functions is an algebraic function, then provided the other function is neither a logarithmic or an inverse trig function, we'll call u the algebraic function, which is exactly what I did here in example 1. Next, the T stands for trigonometric, so typically sine, cosine, or tan. And last but not least, the E stands for exponential. And again, this acronym provides us with a rule of thumb. So essentially, choosing the function u in accordance with this acronym will work in the vast majority of cases, but it is possible to come up with examples where it won't work. But don't worry, your experience by then will outshine the acronym we've just seen. Okay, that being said, let's work through example 2. In this second example, we can see that once again we need to integrate a product of two functions. Indeed, one of them is 3x squared plus 2x, and the other is ln of x. In the upper right-hand corner here, I've reminded us of the formula for integration by parts, and I've also written down the acronym we just learnt about. Okay, to use the method of integration by parts, the key is to make the correct decision when it comes to which of these two functions we call u. And so, turning to our acronym, LIATE, we quickly see that one of the two functions we have is a logarithmic function, so that's the capital L we have here. We also have an algebraic function, the 3x squared plus 2x, but because the capital L is at the top of the list, that's the one that takes priority, and so that's the function we'll call u. So we're calling ln of x u, and consequently, 3x squared plus 2x will be v dash. And before diving into this formula, let me do a bit of working on the side here. So if u is equal to ln of x, then its derivative, u dash, will equal to 1 over x. And if v dash equals to 3x squared plus 2x, then its integral, so v, ignoring any constant of integration, will equal to x cubed plus x squared. And in fact, let me quickly box that working like this. Alright, now that we've made our choice for u and v dash, and we have this working out of the way, we can go ahead and apply the formula. Indeed, we can now state that this integral is equal to u times v, so that's ln of x times x cubed plus x squared, and so I'll write that as x cubed plus x squared times ln of x, minus the integral of u dash times v, so that's minus the integral of 1 over x times x cubed plus x squared. There we go. Alright, now distributing this 1 over x across this pair of parentheses and simplifying, the integral turns into, well, x cubed plus x squared times ln of x minus the integral of 1 over x times x cubed, so that's x squared, plus 1 over x times x squared, so that's just x. And of course we have our dx at the end here. Okay, now this integral we can easily take care of using the power rule. And in doing so, we can go ahead and state that this is equal to x cubed plus x squared, and that's in parentheses and times ln of x, minus the integral of x squared, which is 1/3 of x cubed, minus the integral of x, so that's minus 1/2 of x squared, and of course we have a constant of integration at the end. And we're done. We've now integrated this product using integration by parts. And there we go. That's the whole idea behind the method of integration by parts. Again, do make a note of this acronym LIATE, as it should definitely help you along the way. All that being said and done, that's it for this tutorial.